Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. Today we are doing the full recap-ish of 2022. Try to keep track throughout the year, pull some of the major highlights from each month. I think we've expanded this a few times each year.
Yep.
So we have the breakdown-ish of each month because sometimes it's like, oh shoot, I forgot to write anything for July. And then I have to go back and figure out what happened in July. So we have like the monthly breakdowns, engagements, weddings, divorces, cheatings, pregnancies, new relationships, breakups, parent reveals, who died and who we had funerals for, back from the dead, lab results, accurate or not accurate, overall health concerns, hospital stays, shootings, not nearly as many this year.
A good year for them.
Other violence and illegal activity, however, caught up. Blackmails, arrests and trials, recast or sourced, because I feel like that is an important thing to denote. Like when they just age up a kid, obviously they're going to. Who left the show, who returned to the show, new characters with a vengeance is over a page long.
Wow.
I did include the little side people though, so they're not main characters, but it's
right.
Oh, hey, that's that person now. Job changes, which had way more than I thought.
Yes.
New, brought back, or destroyed. Basically, it's like a location breakdown. Like, what are some new businesses? What are some that we brought back?
Destroyed.
Or
like that.
what did we destroy? Well, after what they did to the floating rib, you know.
No.
And then what happened in the pier, at the pier, we only started tracking in April. And then how many times it was preempted this year. So, and then we have 12 responses. So we only took the ones that filled out the form just because it's a lot easier to read it this year. But all in all, we got 13 pages.
That's amazing.
And most of it's bullet pointed, so it shouldn't take too long.
I love the way you say that with such confidence. Like, we're not going to have
Remember
to have
how
conversations.
Heather was going to be multiple weeks, and it was like 28 minutes, and how the cartel we thought was going to be 20 minutes, and it was 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I realized. We didn't actually do a 3-year recap, and I don't have a note anywhere saying that we were doing like a recap of our shows for the year.
Yeah.
So if you know if we ever said we were doing that instead of an anniversary, because this past year we went to the fan event and that was kind of our.
Yeah.
But usually we do like a breakdown of who we spoke to and the 411s that we did and just random little factoids like that. If you were expecting that for this one, I did not keep track for this. Sorry. All right. So do we want to get started? Looking at this, I feel like it was the longest year ever.
It was a long year. It moved quickly though.
But reading this first sentence, I feel like that was forever ago.
Well, I mean, it was a year ago because
that is true. It's like it was 364 days ago. All right. Do you want to get us started for January?
Sure. January, Tracy came back to announce that Luke died, which we still do not believe. Carly confronted Sonny about if he has feelings for Nina. Oh, this was
They were still together.
Almost the start of my hate for Nina. No, I hated her for a while. Finn and Liz finally have a date. Oh, and now where they are. That's sad.
Yeah.
There was a memorial for Luke and Jennifer Smith came back. Is that one of your didn't go anywhere? Because I feel like Jennifer Smith popped in and out all year and then nothing.
I do believe.
Okay. Britt and Austin go out on the town. That was fun. Franco's art studio burned right after Finn and Liz's first date. Ned and Olivia tell Leo they're going to renew their vows and Ned is going to adopt him. That was so cute. Maxie kisses Austin and Valentine and Victor figure out that Bailey is actually Louise.
And then in February was the Pentonville van ambush, which apparently happened twice this year.
Wow.
Because, right? I didn't even think about that because that's when Peter escaped and kidnapped Louise. Then there was a clothing drive for the vets at the hospital, and Chet had been volunteering for this nonprofit since the floating rib exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Berardino's restaurant Valentine found.
Yeah, in the back alley.
Uh-huh.
God, that was almost a year ago?
Sonny and Nina slept together for the first time in February. Carly and Sonny divorced. And we had new opening credits for the show. Peter kidnapped Maxie and drove to Switzerland from Port Charles. There was that ridiculous heat wave, which we thought was going to get somehow tied back to the Ice Princess.
Right.
Peter died. Sean left. Chase and Brooklyn kissed. And Bailey returned to Maxie.
Wow. I feel like Chase...
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess that all makes sense. But yeah, I feel like they had been together longer than 8 months.
Well, because
9 months.
we saw them together as he was Bailey's dad.
Right. Yeah, Maxie
But
just
we
said
didn't
that.
see them together.
Yes, Maxie just said that the other day whenever Brooklyn was like, it's only been a couple months. And she was like,
no, you
guys
have to be parents together.
live together and like had a baby. So,
Right.
Okay. See, I'm going on Maxie's timeline because that does not sound long enough. In March, Olivia and Sam surprised Carly with axe throwing for her divorce. That's fun. Jordan came back. Esme leaked the Cam Joss video. That was in March? Oh my God.
That was in March, but didn't it happen in 2021?
Maybe.
Because I don't have that further up.
Maybe.
That it happened.
Sure. Brando and Sasha marry at Bliss Street Mechanics. Monica temporarily was recast.
Have we seen her since? Yeah, we've seen her since then. Never mind.
Yes. Anna and Felicia go to Switzerland.
We assume by plane.
I think so.
I think we saw them on the plane.
I think we did too.
Okay.
Portia and Curtis by Jax's house. Trina was recast, and then Trina was arrested. And then Esme found out that she was pregnant in March?
No. That's why
she
the
faked
question
the
mark.
pregnancy. Yes.
This was the question
Yes.
mark. This
Okay,
was the
I was
fake
going to say,
pregnancy.
she is not that. Like, we should have a baby. What are you talking about? Yes, she faked it and wouldn't take the pregnancy test. Liz and Finn are back together. Okay, wait.
I missed at some point where they broke up.
But didn't they just officially get together?
Wasn't this when she was trying to push him away? Because
I feel like every week we could say Liz and Finn broke up because she just kept pushing him away.
Yeah.
And then Monica had Jason declared dead. And Sean left, which still makes me sad.
Didn't I say that he left in February? Maybe he left, came back, and left again.
Wasn't there like that little, he was checking out?
That's right. And then he came back for a minute.
And officially announced to Alexis that he was leaving. We found out that Harmony was the one that killed Neil.
Which does not make any sense.
Mm-mm. And Sonny kidnapped and interrogated Esme.
Maybe that's a call. Who, we're adding to the 2023. Who did Sonny kidnap and interrogate?
Okay. And then new cop, would that have been Rory?
In April, Gregory came back. Deception had their IPO. Esme was not pregnant. Aiden came back. Austin and Maxie became official. Brendan announces to Harmony on the pier that Nina is Willow's mom and that there were twins separated at birth.
Dun, dun, dun.
Aiden won a contest for promoting National Carrot Day by making carrot ginger cookies. Again, we need the recipe. Charlie's was robbed.
Oh, yeah.
Harmony pushed Brendan off of Rainus Point. Britt starts using an app called Society Setups to get dates because that's what Liesl signed her up for.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo was officially adopted and he is now a quartermain.
Okay. Wasn't Britt's Society Setups supposed to be her birthday present?
I think you might be right. Or wait, so that was in April. Okay. I was thinking maybe it was a Valentine's Day. You know, Liesl saw that she was upset. So
maybe it was just an upset present, but I thought it was a birthday present.
On December 28th, 2021, Liesl stops at her daughter Britt Westbourne's hospital office with a Christmas gift. She reveals that she signed Britt up for the matchmaking service. So she actually signed her up.
Okay, as a Christmas gift.
But it's a Christmas gift, but now we know that Britt's birthday is actually also in December.
Yep.
So, yes.
Okay.
Good catch.
I was just wondering why we're joining something. I knew it was a present, but that makes more sense that it was a Christmas present.
Do moms really need a date to give their kids gifts, though?
No, but that's kind of an expensive gift. So, not that Liesel doesn't have the money. But anyway. So, in May, Harmony dies after telling Carly Nina is Willow's mom. Lenny comes back to visit Sunny.
In, like,
Ghost form. Felicia and Mac each suspected the other wanted a baby. That was just weird. May the 4th.
Well, they got all into it when Chase and Violet were having the lightsaber.
True. Elizabeth sees a medium and asks about the stalking. Dante confirmed DNA. Willow is not Harmony's daughter. That was in May. That feels like that was so long, or like not that long ago. There was a fair in Rice Plaza. They did a lot more in Rice Plaza this year.
Yeah.
Michael and Willow have an article in the Invader.
Remember when they were calling out Nina?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that whole ridiculous.
Yep.
Nina's trial, which
tied into...
Yes.
Yeah.
Liz was going to Shady Brook. That doesn't feel like that was that long ago either. Michael was temporarily recast June and the 4th of July. There was the Society set up mixer at the Metro Court, and that was when Cody Bell arrived by parachuting into Britt and the pool.
And then in June, the trial outcome was Nina was denied visitation of Wiley. Is this when Esme and Nicholas hooked up? Was in June?
Ew.
Because if so, she's a lot further along than they're saying. Because didn't they just say like she just got into her second trimester?
Right. She
should be going
next month.
Yeah. Esme and Leo got his horse, Comet. Marshall tells Curtis about his schizophrenia diagnosis.
Finally.
Brando was temporarily recast for I think a day or two. Liesel and Brad do an intervention for Britt. And then this was when the PC pioneers all went camping.
That was so random.
And we had the 15,000th episode.
That's crazy.
Which Laura narrated through the whole thing and still gives me chills. I'm sorry. I thought it was just beautiful how they had her like step out and just like reflecting.
Yes.
Like it's, in case you don't know, like we just love Janie Francis. Valentine stopped the merger of ELQ and Aurora, and Ned was named the new chairman of the board. And Willow keeps fainting and confirms that she is pregnant. I also...
means that she should be due next month.
Yeah. Okay.
So in July, they aged up Rocco.
Which we found out that was the 4th of July, right? With the fireworks when they were on the
Home and Heart show for Deception, which was just devastating with poor Sasha. Valentine almost drugged Laura. Carly lost her half of the Metro Court. Sasha had a breakdown on the Home and Heart show. Nina bought Carly's half of the Metro Court. Rory kissed Trina.
So that must have been the new cop.
Yeah. See,
Sorry for not putting his name there.
Rory kissed Trina. Trina had her trial. Chase did open mic night, and we learned he could sing. Nick tells Ava that he cheated.
We learned that he could sing a couple years ago when he did the nurse's ball. He did it twice.
I don't think that I really paid attention to him, though. Wasn't he, like, part of...
No, he did 2 solos.
By himself? All right, well...
And one of them was super cute with him and Willow.
Okay. I don't think I realized
she came up
that
at the end.
Him.
Yeah. Oh, see, anytime they sing, I always Google to see if they're actually singing or if it's fake, because I just need to know. In August, Sasha smashed Smoltz's car. Tongue twister. And had a nervous breakdown. Cody is Dominique's son. Willow has leukemia. Sunny and Nina had their first date.
Yeah, I remember.
That's when they said they had their first date. Charges are dropped against Trina. Dante asked Sam to move in. The first, I'm saying it's not annual until it's done at least more than one time. Quartermain picnic for the General Hospital pediatric wing. Curtis proposed after he found the ring in the pool and swam up and gave Portia and proposed to Portia.
Was such a good proposal. Good job, Curtis.
Chase and Brooklyn finally kissed. This is what I think I was saying, that I think by the time it finally happened, we were like, okay, thank you. Like, Drew tells Carly that he has been flirting and they kiss. Dante and Sam decide to move into the penthouse. All right, so that was weird. As I was editing, the mics just went completely dead right after I said Dante and Sam decided to move into the penthouse. I think they didn't want us to talk about it anymore. I don't know.
Right?
the
We had to pop.
ghosts of GH were like, no, we don't want to hear about it. Stop.
So we had to hop on Zoom because it cut out. It was just completely dead air for the rest of August, September, October, and the start of November. So
Alrighty.
that was fun.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Santa did not bring me new microphones. So, all right. So after Dante and Sam decided to move into the penthouse, Ava was stabbed, and that was at that picnic that we had talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Finn received a phone call from Sarah. That was actually in response to his phone call too, though.
Right. And we got excited because we were going to get her back.
Yeah, and did not happen.
And then we didn't. Yeah.
And then Brooklyn and Chase finally talk about their relationship and they kiss. Dante and Sam decide to move in together. And then I don't know why I wrote that more than once, and then Carly and Drew admitted mutual attraction at the picnic. And I think that was the exact phrase that they used.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay.
And that was all in connection with the tea that Leo made, or the special magic potion.
Yeah. And that was cute how they combined. I like that they kind of got all three done and out of the way.
Yes.
And just, I don't want to say over and done with, but it was like, okay, we are going to address this and let's just move on.
Well, it had dragged on all summer. So it was nice to just get those couples at least moving forward.
Right.
So then in September, Nell visits Willow in a dream sequence, and Nina imagines her at the grave. So that was whenever they were arguing over what kind of mother she would have been, and that she didn't get to see Nell and all that stuff. And Carly broke it up.
Oh, that's right. Because Nell was telling her, no, I would have still been awful, right?
Yeah, she was reassuring her like, hey, you were in a coma for 20 years, so you really wouldn't have done anything better. And you should be proud of me because we're both like evil in a way.
Right.
And
that's right. And she was like, I'm nothing like you. I'm nothing like you.
Right. And it was like, oh, you totally are, Nina.
I totally forgot about that when we talked about it earlier. Yay, I'm glad we redid this. Okay.
Exactly. So then Dante moves in with Sam. Spencer got sent to Pentonville. Sasha signed over the guardianship. Stella told Jordan about the divorce papers because, she just like forgot about that for months on end. Scout was recast. Brando was attacked with the hook and died. Finn recognized the venom that was on the hook. Rico showed up in pictures, and Des was tortured by Sonny.
That was a mistake.
I did it both times. I'm
sorry. And I didn't fix it this time either. Because I went, well, we're not going to read it again anyway.
Right. Dex was being tortured by Sonny because
right now, just in case.
In case we want to read it a third time or 20 years from now.
Right, exactly.
Cody mentioned the PC lanes for bowling. Valentine and Anna finally made it official. Is official the fact that they hooked up? Was that the first time they were in her bedroom?
It might have been.
Because I don't remember them like saying, oh, now we're boyfriend, girlfriend.
Or was that when they were telling each other that they would
kill each other?
when they were having the seriously, do we want to do this talk?
Maybe that was it. And then Spencer is punched at Pentonville by that book guy.
So then in October, Diane was hooked, and that was at Brando's garage. Cyrus saved Spencer from that book guy. Sonny had Dex tortured because he thought that he was the hook.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that he hooked Brando he thought that he had hooked Brando, and I think he thought that he hooked Diane as well.
Right.
Chase performed at the Savoy. Esme reappeared. Oz Haggerty was hooked and died, and that was by Esme's copycat hook.
Yes.
We had Brando's funeral reception at the Metro Court. Valentine told Anna that he loved her, and he said it in French, I believe. I think he said "Je t'aime." I don't think he said "I love you."
I'm sure he did.
Probably. Lucy was shot, and there was drone footage of her on the pier that showed, quote, Anna shooting her, which led to Anna being arrested. But then we found out that it was actually Holly back from the dead. And for some reason, Carly and Drew went to Jacksonville.
Because they had to fight over a grave.
That led to, and I guess that I get it, because they took her back to her, quote, roots to help her rediscover herself. And that's what led to her then taking on Bobby's last name. I don't know. And then Liz went to go get answers from her parents' house. that we are told was the house that she grew up in, except for she came from Colorado and this was California. So I don't know. And I have been to both. They're not easily mistaken for each other.
No?
No. And then Heather Weber also came back.
Yes. Very exciting. And then in November, Laura came back after she had been MIA for a while.
And I guess that was the magic phrase for our
Ghosts to let us
start
back.
picking up, because they just really picked up just like that. So here is the rest of our initial recording of the recap of 2022.
Liz confronts her parents. There was the Halloween episode where Scout was a butterfly. Avery was a Lisa Frank leopard.
I say that she's a Lisa Frank leopard.
I agree.
That was not like a said thing, but if you are a child of the 80s and 90s,
yes,
that was a Lisa Frank leopard.
That was. Donna was a pumpkin, and Finn said that Violet was being a princess, of course. Ned tells Drew and Michael that they and Carly committed insider trading, in case they didn't know that already.
6 months before.
How? Is there a
It wasn't 6 months before that.
No. Is there a time limit on pressing charges for that?
I have no idea. Ask your sister.
Maybe Carly is just hoping to reach that time limit. I will have to ask her. That's a good idea. Robert and Holly kissed. Donna was recast. She's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So adorable. There was the letter from the Hook, Anna's arraignment, and then she went on the run. Cody is not Mac's son, even though he technically is. Curtis has no markers for the schizophrenia, which I don't know why we still haven't had Marshall get retested. I know he's no, but just do it. Holly confesses to Robert all of her shady dealings. Joss and Dex kiss. There was the live turkey at Thanksgiving. Did they keep that turkey? Do we know what happened to that turkey?
We do not know.
I'd like to know. I wondered if it was going to be like Lucy's duck.
Right.
They're just going to have it forever.
Yeah.
And then Holly was on the run. She was burned and left Port Charles. And that was when they did the whole...
perfectly curled hair.
Yes, they did the whole explosion, and her makeup is still perfect. Alexis, again, was printing insider info about the Hook, just calling them out.
And then in December, we learned that Chase will not be getting his badge back. This was the beginning of December. Again, we're going in chronological order. Cyrus and Victor met. Valentine wants to work with Sonny, and that's that whole pikeman.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't want to work with him. He wants to coordinate.
Yes, he was just the messenger.
Yes. Rory tells Trina that he loves her. Liz tells Finn that she is pregnant. Spencer is released and punches Dex at Kelly's. Rory was attacked and killed. Nicholas served Ava divorce papers. Willow and Michael find out they're having a baby girl. Put this in there, even though it didn't happen on the show, but this is when Sonia Eddy passed away, followed by Ellie coming back. So they do not cancel each other out at all. But Sasha fixed Brando's bike so that his New Year's resolution could be fulfilled, and Sonny helped, which I would like to see Sonny and Sasha have not like a mentor-mentee relationship, but some kind of a nice friendship. Random baby was delivered at the Quartermains for Christmas. Dante tells Chase that his file will be reviewed. Andre Maddox came back. Britch had her birthday party called Britch Fest. And Michael and Willow got engaged.
You forgot that Ellie is dating Griffin.
Yes, Ellie is dating Griffin. And then we move on to other really random things.
I like this. Engagements. Scott proposed and Liesl said, no, that's okay. She's already his.
I liked that.
I did too. And then Curtis and Portia, and then Michael proposed with Lila's ring just the other day to Willow again.
Was that it? I think that was it.
That was it.
Because then the only wedding we had was Brando and Sasha, and then the only divorce we had was Carly and Sonny.
Wow. That's not bad.
No.
And then cheating / affairs, Nicholas slept with Esme and Joss with Dex. Oh. And then pregnancies, babies. Esme thought she was pregnant, although she didn't really. She was just messing with them.
Still.
I know.
It was a storyline.
I understand, but she didn't really think that. Esme played like she was pregnant. And then Willow is pregnant. And then Esme ends up pregnant for real. And then the random a girl playing Mary gives birth at the Quartermain Mansion on Christmas.
And then new relationships were Epiphany and Marshall. They had their first date in January.
Mm.
I saw a lot of people get real upset that they didn't do anything for her yet. And I think we need to remember that they don't.
They're recorded ahead.
Right. So someone pointed out that the slideshow for Brit had a picture of her and Epiphany there. I feel like that would have been something more easily snuck in last minute. I don't know.
Right. We don't know what the original slideshow looked like.
I have no clue if that's something that they would have been able to do, because I know sometimes they were not, it's likely they were not actually filming the screen as she was watching it. There's a chance that was probably digitally imposed.
Right.
So that's easier to just kind of swap out. I have no idea. I don't do that stuff. But I am going to be very surprised if it is not addressed. So I do feel that they are going to give her a proper goodbye.
I bet they wait till the nurse's ball.
No, that's too far away. I do. I think that's too far away.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. We also got Maxie and Austin got together. Anna and Valentine. Terry and Yuri.
Yay. I was sad he was not there for New Year's.
I know. Brooklyn and Chase. Drew and Carly. And I'm going to throw in Robert and Holly kissing because, okay, it's not a new relationship, but they reconnected and there was definitely a little
spark.
That didn't go anywhere, so.
I'm surprised breakups isn't longer also. Esme and Spencer. Yes, they broke up.
Well,
they didn't like.
Keep in mind, I write these as, and I don't go back and edit.
Yes.
So delete that sentence.
Esme and Spencer. And then Nicholas served Ava with divorce papers. Finn and Liz. Brooklyn and Chase. And Maxie and Austin. Maxie and Austin was so anticlimactic. She was just like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
And then parent/family reveals. Ryan as Esme's daddy. Nina is Willow's real mom, but only Carly knows that. Cody is Dominique Stanton's son, but raised by the Bell family. And that would also be the fact that he's Mac's son, even though he didn't acknowledge that. And
we only know through his actions that he is, so I didn't include that.
No, we saw the results.
Did we?
He opened up the envelope.
I thought he opened it up, but we didn't see what it said.
No, he like double checked it when we saw it. And then Heather Weber is Esme's mom, which I still don't want to believe that.
Nope. And then we have deaths and funerals. Why am I the one reading this?
Don't cry.
Luke had a memorial at the Haunted Star for his non-death. Kendall was the cop that was killed during the ambush of the Pentonville van. Peter killed that pizza delivery boy. Victor's contact that made the cable car accident, the one that killed Luke, quote, killed Luke, killed himself with a cyanide capsule.
Oh,
I did not like that they showed that.
No.
We found out that Harmony is the one who killed Neil, even though it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Monica had Jason declared dead. Brendan, Neil's brother. Harmony was killed, died. Harmony died. Brando was killed by the hook. Oz was killed by a hook. Found out that Victor shot Paloma in front of Holly 2 years ago. Ugh. And then Rory shot that random guy in the apartment.
Yeah.
And then
forgot about him.
Rory was killed. And I think that was the last.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Back from the Dead, a video from Helena for Luke's memorial. She's not back from the dead. That's just a random video.
No. Right. But
I know. Just don't even think it. We're not going
No.
there.
I was absolutely not saying she was alive.
Okay.
I'm saying she had that video from the Great Beyond.
Okay. And then Holly came back.
Because we thought she was dead.
Yes. And then lab results, accurate, not accurate. I love this. Willow's leukemia is accurate. All the people with the venom from being hooked was accurate. Cody says that Mac is not his dad, which is inaccurate. And the genetic counseling results for Curtis, no markers out of the 10.
So
our lab is doing really good this year.
Cody's results were accurate. He just said that they were not.
Yes. So that's 4 out of 4.
There was no swapping. Yeah.
Good job. Whoever replaced Brad is doing great. He deserves the gold. He or she deserves the gold star.
And then we had some other health concerns where Sonny went off his meds for a little while. Liz was diagnosed with a dissociative fugue state. Marshall talked about his schizophrenia, and then they started talking about the genetic testing around it. Willow had her fainting and dizziness,
Okay.
and it turned out to be leukemia. Dex was shot, because this is a health concern,
Mm-hmm.
but he recovered in Joss's room, totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Britt's Huntington's disease has progressed, and the baby that was born at the Quartermains was breech and came out fine because of Britt.
And then hospital stays. Peter was in the hospital. Dante after the ambush. Mac after the ambush.
Remember they were both shot?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Willow passed out. Sasha had her mental breakdown. Ava because of the hook. Diane because of the hook. And Heather Weber somehow had some weird disease that they still haven't figured out how she would have possibly caught
Right.
if she was staying in the jails like she was supposed to.
And Sasha never spent any time in any of the mental health facilities that we talked about, right? She only spent that 2 days that Kevin made her stay.
Right. She was supposed to do group work. She didn't go to the actual hospitals.
And then for the shootings, there were many shootings shot during the ambush, including Mac. And maybe Dante was just hit. I don't think he was shot. Mac was shot, though, and I was mad about that one.
Okay.
Anna, Dante, and Drew had a shootout in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
Ava and Laura went to the shooting range, which that was awesome. Lucy was shot on Pier 55. Dex was shot. And then we learned again that Victor shot Paloma 2 years ago. And I do think that was
other violence, illegal activity. The cable car accident in Australia that killed Luke. Victor had Valentine kidnapped. Oh, yeah. He tossed him in the back of that car. It was so uncomfortable looking. The van on the way.
He's kind of tall, so I don't feel like any trunk is going to be adequate for.
I feel like he could have done better. Get an old car. Those trunks were big enough that you could actually hold a dead body. So the van on the way to Pentonville was ambushed. And then Peter kidnapped Louise. Then Charlotte disguised as the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, remember he kidnapped her, but that's how he got her.
Yes. Peter hit by Felicia with the tire iron. And then Peter kidnapped Maxie. And then Felicia hit Peter.
Oh, I did have that in there. I just wrote it differently. Okay.
And then Liz being messed with the shredded dress and the paintings and all that stuff that eventually came out to be her.
Her ring showing up randomly.
Yes. Brando and Sonny beat up the robbers at Charlie's. Harmony pushed Brandon off Arena Point. TJ and Marshall robbed. Marshall was stabbed, and Curtis beat up the bad guys. I totally forgot about all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then snipers targeted Laura. Leslie's house on Lake Como in Italy burned down. Sonny punched Felty in the stomach. That was the awful reporter guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha smashed Smolt's window. She went off. That was such a good scene. And then at some point, Victor started to hold Charlotte for ransom at her new boarding school, unbeknownst to her, but as leverage over Valentine.
You like how I just randomly threw out unbeknownst?
I do.
Felty was the drug dealer. Smoltz was the reporter.
Oh, sorry.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are correct. And then Ava got hooked, and Brando got hooked, and Diane got hooked, and Carly, Drew, and Michael did their insider trading. They finally acknowledged that after it happened in July. Didn't actually understand what they had done until November. And then Esme tried to attack Nicholas with the hook.
We're assuming it was Esme.
It was played like it was the hook, but like we said, Esme copied the hook at certain times. There was the van accident injuries to Dex, and Joss sewed him up. Finn punched Jeff. Holly was the whole on fire thing, but then we found out she was in the protective covering, so she was okay.
That was a pretty violent scene, though.
That was. Spencer punched Dex, which I thought Joss was going to kill him for, and then Rory was attacked.
And then blackmails. So we're not 100% certain, but we think that Mason is blackmailing Austin, but it has been months. For whatever reason, I notated September, and we have still no clue. And just in case, we still don't know in December.
Right.
See, I write myself future notes.
Yes. Good job.
Victor was preventing Valentine from seeing Charlotte and keeping her in a new boarding school. I consider that blackmail. Like that's
Right.
because he was saying like you can't say anything
Right,
because then I'll hurt.
If you don't listen to me, then you'll never see Charlotte again.
Yep.
Yeah. And then arrest trials. Peter. Yeah, he was arrested.
I don't edit this.
I know. But I had to think. Yeah, he was arrested.
Yes.
Michael was arrested for assaulting Smoltz. Spencer for escaping at Spring Ridge. Sasha for smashing the window. Trina had her trial. And Spencer went back to Pentonville. And then Anna had her arraignment.
And then for recast and Sorast, Marshall was recast for one day. Leo was recast for one day, and I almost quit watching the show. There was a temporary recast of Lindsay Hartley for the role of Sam. Temporary recast of Sasha by Sophia's sister, Helena. I loved that. And then Jordan was recast because the last time we saw Jordan was Brianna Henry as she was leaving for the kidney treatment, and then she came back.
Yes.
Harmony was temporarily recast. Holly Kaplan filled in for Monica. And then Trina was recast. And then was Aiden recast, or is he the same kid as before? We just haven't seen him in so long that he aged up. I actually never went back and looked at that.
Yeah, I don't know that.
And then Alexis was a temporary recast. Michael had Robert Adamson fill in for him quite a few times.
Yeah.
Brad Schmidt temporarily as Brando. I don't know why I randomly
That's okay.
listed who people were. And we never saw him, but Vince, the harbor master, was fired.
Oh, poor Vince.
Rocco was aged up. Taggart was recast during Trina's trial.
Mm-hmm.
Scout was recast. There was a very nice temporary recast of Brooklyn by Brianna Lane for a minute, which was nice because that's who filled in for Amanda Sutton while she was on maternity leave.
Right.
Jeff Weber has been recast. Heather Weber has been recast. Donna was recast. She also was aged up. And Adam Huss filled in again for Nicholas.
Yes. All right. And then left the show was Wes Ramsey. It was time for him his character
It was,
to die.
but he was so nice about it.
He was so nice about it. And I really wish that they could find, he could be the long lost cousin, uncle, twin brother, whatever, and come back. Because he was an amazing actor, but there was no way we could have still had him now. That would have just been awful.
And he knew. And if you listen to our recap of when we spoke with everyone at the fan event, he knew it.
He did. He had such a good sense of humor about it.
He did. He really did. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm finally dead. Okay, we can all move on now.
Yes. Sydney Michaela, Sean Blakemore, Johnny Wachter, and Emma Sams left again.
And then those that returned to the show, Felicia, the last time we saw her was for Sean Donnelly's funeral in 2021, but that was only for 2 days?
Yeah.
But that was the first time since it was either 18 or 19. Tracy, I don't think she had been on in 2021 other than for that last minute that she showed up on. I'm not counting that as she showed up, but she was on for a little while at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Jennifer Smith came back. Oh, wait, she was recast too.
Yes.
Okay, I missed her under recast. Oop. Christina was back for more than one day.
That was very exciting.
I think we may have collectively gotten 8 days of Christina this year.
That makes sense.
Days of Christina is getting added to next year. Amy came back to the show. Chet came back. Felix. Betsy? Who the heck's Betsy?
Oh, Franco's mom.
Oh, she came back?
She wrote that letter.
She wrote that letter. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan, Neil's brother. He had only been on for a minute during Neil's death, which happened in 2020. So Chelsea Lamb was the medium that Liz went and spoke with. That's also who spoke with somebody else that's escaping me, but we had seen her previously on the show. Gregory had been gone for almost a year.
Wow. No, I didn't realize that.
Wyatt is the pioneer, the PC pioneer.
Yes. Aw.
And he's the same one that's been playing since he was little.
Yes.
Brianna Lane was the one-day temporary recast of Brooklyn. Emily Wilson came back as... See, I put Griffin on the phone of Ellie's phone.
There you go.
Or Griffin's picture on Ellie's phone.
Yes.
And Andre Maddox.
That's a nice song.
Thanks. My record will be out My record will be out next year. It'll be the opening act for Chase.
There you go.
And Place.
There you go.
Oh, what if okay.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Don't even say it.
Okay.
My God.
You don't even know what I'm going to say.
You're going to say something that you're not allowed to put out in the atmosphere because it'll change the whole thing. No. All right. New characters. Johnny was the bartender at Charlie's. Joanne is Carly's assistant at the Metro Court, or was. Johan, Victor's accomplice. Samuel was the guard at Spring Ridge.
Basically, if they said somebody's name, I threw it in here if I remembered.
Smoltz was the freelancer for the Invader. Rebecca Diamond Esquire is Carly's divorce attorney. Adam, that's the creepy kid around Josh. That's
around Josh.
That's
I'm reading played Josh by Josh.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
Grant Smoltz, journalist. Rory Cabrero is the rookie cop that's now dead. Miss Aubrey, director of Lila's Kids. She called Cam to tell him that he can't help take care of the kids. And then we never got to see anything with Lila's kids because none of them could help, which was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie Fitzgerald is Esme's nanny that sent all the letters. I really like your theory on her.
Yeah.
Mia is Drew's executive coach.
And real life wife.
Yeah, that's so cute. Dex filled in for Chet when he was delivering the charitable donations.
And that's when we met Dex.
Yes. And then Nina's assistant, Shannon.
Yay!
Maybe that's why she doesn't have to do anything.
Oh, because I'm handling everything for her?
Yes.
Good job, Shannon.
Yes, her assistant, Shannon, is modeled after you. And now Nina doesn't even need to bother showing up for
help her.
Shannon's got it. It's all fine.
Shannon can still struggle.
Would you really want Nina's help? I feel like she.
No, I could totally. Yes. No. Nina, let me run it.
So, Mr. Purdy.
That was the guy that fixed. Why do I remember this one?
I don't know.
That's the guy that fixed Marshall's clarinet.
Aww. Judge Foster was Nina's visitation hearing judge.
We should do all the judges. Okay.
Cody, who parachuted into the society setup event. Leah's horse Comet. You're such a dork.
He's a new character.
You're such a dork. Zelda.
Animals are characters.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Ed had an entire show around him.
He also could speak. I have never heard
So did
Comet
Lassie.
talk.
Lassie never spoke.
Oh my.
Yep.
Okay. Zelda Telesco
Flipper.
is the society setup matchmaker. Has Shannon been drinking already today? We're not sure.
No, but Shannon's going through a list of all the animal leads that never spoke. Oh my gosh, there's a lot.
Reggie is Carly's financial planner who really should have helped her understand her finances a little better.
He should not have said, hey, by the way, do this.
Yeah. Haven de Haviland?
Sure.
Is the host of the Home and
Haviland.
Haviland.
Haviland?
Haviland?
De Haviland? That kind of sounds a little bit more
upscale,
fancy schmancy.
Sure. And
Haven de Haviland.
Sure. And that was played by Morgan Fairchild.
That was cool.
That was. Flora Gardens.
She was played by Susan Batten from One Life to Live. I just read that somewhere, and that was a big deal, apparently. I didn't watch One Life to Live, so I don't know.
I watched One Life to Live, but I don't remember.
Her character, I don't think her character name was Flora Gardens, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oz Haggerty, the bartender who sold Esme the phone. Judge Oliver Young was Trina's judge. Felty is the paparazzi guy that gave Sasha drugs. I like your descriptions here.
I do like the first thing that they did.
Aaron is the bartender at the Metro Court pool.
Who's also supposed to be opening up the entire restaurant on his own.
He's the one that got yelled at.
Yeah.
Dr. Singh was the oncologist. Mason is the guy that threatened Austin.
And now we know it's his cousin.
Yeah. Dr. Samuels is the genetic counseling doctor. Lots of new doctors and nurses throughout the hospital in August.
There's been a lot more background people.
There was a lot more at Britt's party.
Mm-hmm. I had someone ask us about that. I was like, I don't know.
Right. They just needed people to fill in.
But no, they're like, wasn't she saying she didn't have that many people to invite? I'm like, maybe she invited the whole hospital.
I feel like she invited everybody. Yeah. I agree. Cameron's band, which is his real life band, the Runarounds.
That was cool.
That was. Linda Pearl as Peyton Roberts. Norm is the bodyguard watching over Joss at the pool. That was good whenever she like confronted him and was like, "What are you doing, creepy guy?"
But, and I didn't write this down, so I'm just going to throw it in there real quick. Is the bodyguard that ditched her when she was, we don't know if she's been hooked yet or not.
Mm-hmm.
Is he new?
I think so, but I could
Okay.
not swear to it.
Okay.
George, guy in the hospital with the horse racing paper, that we think is a ghost.
Right.
And he talked
That we
to
expected him
Sonny.
to be Mike.
Yes.
Yes.
Cal is Christina's bodyguard. Ellen LaVeya from ABC 7 in LA as Tara, reporter in Florida.
That was a real reporter that they had covering
For the moving
controversy of,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Garrett is Finn's doctor friend who died by a snake bite. Svetlana was Yuri's bearded collie. Oh my God. There was a handyman at Windermere that we didn't give a name to, but we know the bearded collie's name.
If they don't give a name, I don't write it down.
Victor's attorney, Mr. Lowe, was the politician from Parks and Rec.
Oh! Mr. Lau, he was the guy. He was the guy in the safe that opened up the deposit box and everything that had the necklace in it.
Yes.
However, if you've ever watched Parks and Rec, he is one of the politicians that is like always getting in trouble for really random things.
Okay. Caroline Weber, Carly Spencer.
That's her new name, so we added it as...
Oh.
Even though we knew Carolyn Weber's name, we still saw her for the first time.
True.
So
Blaze, whose real name is Allison, which is Chase's singing partner. Dr. Haskell, Britt's doctor, mentioned on the phone. Agent Marshall is the U.S. Marshal. Kylie, Joss's resident advisor. Demetrius, Nicholas's bodyguard.
is he new? I can't remember if he was...
I think he is. Mr. Waddle, the turkey, because we can't forget him. Raymond McAvoy, the invader journalist, interviewed Laura. And the mobster guy that met with Sonny.
We didn't get a name on him.
No.
And then there were some job changes, and it wasn't a new job, but we found out about it this year that Chet has been volunteering at a vet-focused charity since the floating rib exploded. Brad was trying to get a job at the hospital, but Ms. Wu made him work for her.
Mm-hmm.
Chet got a job as the director of mental health outreach in Chicago.
Which was sad because that ended him and Terry.
Yes. Drew took up the role of being Scout's swim coach.
Oh, he's such
it's
a
a new
good
role.
dad.
Cam got a second job at the Metro Court pool. Spencer finished working at Kelly's. Esme was permanently removed from Springbridge during her internship by Kevin. Chase's suspension was indefinite. Ned was named the new chairman of the board at Yale Q. Carly lost her half of the Metro Court. Cody is now the one who runs the stables for the Quartermains. Carly is no longer part owner of the Metro Court. Why do I have that in there twice? Do I feel like that was done? It was like she lost the half and then she actually had to finalize.
Right, because I think at first
She tried to get it back.
Yeah, everyone kept offering to help her, and it was like, oh, is she going to get it back? And then she stuck to her guns, and no.
And then we found out, and Chase has decided to become a pop singer since he's never going to get his badge back. And then we found out that Gladys volunteers at the maternity ward, which is so sweet.
And such a good way of dealing with her emotions.
All right.
New or brought back or destroyed locations and businesses.
I guess we could have just shortened that to locations and businesses.
I like your new name for it. Sonny visited Stone's apartment in January.
And now that's actually where he's living.
Yes. Franco's studio burned down.
See, destroyed.
The Haunted Star we hadn't seen in a while, but now we do know it's still around. We forgot or did not notice the name of Berardino's restaurant. That was where Chase was poisoned.
I didn't know that that's where Chase was poisoned.
Yeah.
Until I went back and looked at it because I was like, oh, Valentine found this place. So I'm going with, we noticed it. But maybe, I don't know if they just said it. They
might not have said the restaurant when Chase was there. I'm not sure.
But even if they just said the name, I don't know if we would have. It was seeing it on the door.
Yeah.
that
made it like official.
it was like, oh my gosh, that's Steve Hardy.
And then there was the axe throwing place and Bliss Street Mechanics, Logan's department store, which is where Aiden bought his Ouija board, Society Setups, Marta and Chloe Nail Salon.
That's where they keep going to get there.
Oh, I never noticed the name of that.
Mm-hmm. It's on the wall.
Duck Pond, where Alexis did Tai Chi.
Remember that one day that she went and did that?
That one day? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know much about exercise and relaxation things, but I don't think one day is going to do it for you, Alexis. The Museum of Natural History, mentioned by Rory. The shooting range. Mercury Ride Share.
Remember when, because they stopped talking about the name brand ones, and then they started the Mercury Ride Share?
Right. The Quartermain Stables. Brando and Sasha's apartment. The drive-in that Anna and Valentine went to. Boop, boop. High Cider Bar, which was the biker bar where Trina and Joss went to confront about the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Stillwater Venture Group, which is Carly's broker. The Home and Heart TV show. The Haunted Star was renovated, and then they hosted opening mic night.
Was it renovated? I forgot to go back and look and see if it's been renovated since.
I think that they put that like stage in.
Yeah.
But they didn't really renovate the rest of it.
Okay.
Family Fun Time Water Park that Austin suggested they take the kids to with Maxie. The Florida Airport. Ruby's house was mentioned as it was torn down in Florida, which is sad.
Mm-hmm.
PC Lanes. The Jacksonville Hotel. Anna's bedroom we got to see when they were. Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice bedroom.
Dex's apartment. Robert's office.
Which I think it might actually still be the same one that he had back in the day, but it's...
We haven't seen it forever.
That's why I had question mark.
The Windermere Storage Wing.
I need a storage wing.
Me too. The Testing Center for Epiphany's MCATs. The Jacksonville Beach that Carly and Drew visited to spread Virginia's ashes.
Which was actually California.
The Bank Safe Deposit Box Room where we met Shannon's friend from Park and Rec. Trina and Rory in the hotel. The new event, New York Comic K's. That was the comic book convention.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff and Carolyn's house. The Fall Festival.
Was that new?
Yeah, because we had never been there before. If Liz had never been there.
Maybe we just need a separate events thing.
Anna's Safe House, which was not 199 Hidden Hills Drive. That was the fake address.
I know. That's what... I just liked that for whatever reason they bought into it when the name says Hidden Hills.
Yes. The PC Zoo, and then Anna and Valentine are in the Netherlands.
All right, we're going to add events.
Every year the list gets longer.
Yes. Outside of businesses and locations. Well, it makes sense.
Right.
And now we're to our favorite part of storylines that went nowhere. So carried over from the end of 2021 is what happened to the lady screaming. See, I did start doing this where it was, okay, here's where we're starting, and then just didn't go anywhere. But the lady screaming where Drew was kept in Greece, but we found out that was Holly.
Yes.
Jennifer Smith and the whole Ice Princess thing went nowhere. Austin's brother being autistic went nowhere. It would have been at least nice even if at Christmas when he bought that video game,
right?
He could have said, oh, my brother likes this game.
Yes.
And he has similar interests. Yep. Sarah's phone call with Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Trina still does not know the truth about the cabin. Right? Stella's DNA test from 2021, they brought it up again for a second when she was like, and someone matched with me in Port Charles, but then I flew overseas to meet that person instead.
Right.
Jordan and Curtis's divorce was finalized. Forgot to include that in the divorces, but I feel like that really doesn't need to be included in this year's divorces because it was supposed to have been.
Yeah.
They were both under the assumption it was finalized in 21.
Right.
So that whole tarot card activating Drew thing, Mason in general.
Okay. We may never know.
We never found out if Epiphany passed her exam. And I do hope that they at least say, yes, she did
Yes.
before.
Yes, because their memorial plaque to her should say Dr. Epiphany.
Oh, are they going to have an honor? They're going to give her an honorary PhD?
Sure.
I like your idea that they give her.
Yeah.
I love that. And then Terry and Yuri, they were mentioned for Brett's party. And Heather's flesh-eating bacteria.
So weird. All right. What happened at the pier, which we started tracking in April? Scott had Luke's ashes blow back in his face. That was so funny.
That didn't happen in April. That happened earlier in the year, but that was something I remembered happened.
There you go. Brandon shakes down Harmony and announces Willow is Nina's daughter. Victor asks to see Drew at the pier in March, and he says no.
And we're just pretending that it was Pier 54.
Marshall was ready to leave. Oh, that was so nice. Trina talked to him. Alexis found Brandon's body. Jordan and Curtis talked. Curtis confronted Marshall about his arrest record, and that was whenever he, we realized there was something else going on. Cell phone guy took the launch to Windermere.
Oh, that was Oz.
I love that. I call him cell phone guy all the time, too.
Aw.
Dex and Michael talk. Jordan sneaks up on Anna with a hook. That was so awful.
Should probably start notating what they're talking about.
She is very lucky that Anna didn't kick her butt.
She is lucky Anna did not take that hook and hook her.
Yes. Laura was waiting for the launch to see Nicholas, and we're going to assume that this is the pier that Maxie met Mason on for the boat to get to the Quartermain jet so she could see Georgie in time for Christmas.
And then we were preempted April 13th, May 25th, June 16th, June 21st, June 23rd, July 12th, July 21st, September 8th because of Queen Elizabeth passing, and October 13th. And now we get to our fans' favorites. Do we want to say our favorite stuff in our hopes first before we read? Because we haven't really read theirs yet.
No, I think we need to read theirs first.
Okay.
We should end with us.
I do want to start with the first thing that I am really, really, really excited for in 2023. Max's mom, Sarah, happy 40th birthday.
Happy 40th birthday.
Her birthday is January 6th. Welcome to the 40s Club. Happy to have you.
Meanwhile, you just arrived there.
Why don't we have... Oh, I should have gotten party noisemakers. I'm still here.
I know, but you just got here. You're just
and I'm welcoming her here too.
40s.
She's my newbie.
Okay. Welcome to the club, like she's an established member or something.
I'm in my 40s. I'm part of the club.
You're not established yet. You just got here.
No,
I'm
here.
Your card hasn't even arrived in the mail yet.
I joined AARP before you did.
Oh my God.
So.
You AARP when you were 25, I feel like.
Anyway. Okay, so let's get started with, so we had a Google form that we asked everyone to fill out what their favorite moments of 2022 are, any least favorites, and what your hopes and predictions are for 2023.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. Teresa Lupo, that we spoke to from Canada, she gave her favorite part of 2022 was Joss and Dex. And Britt and Terry becoming co-chiefs of staff. Oh, I like that. Their friendship was very unexpected. Yes. I'm glad that it has moved forward. Least favorite part is Nina and Sunny. Thank you, Teresa, because nobody likes that. And then hopes and predictions for 2023. She predicts that Chase will get with Sasha. Lots of people were saying that. I don't want that. I want him to get back together with Brooklyn. That Brooklyn will get with Cody. No. No, I'm disagreeing with you on that one. I don't want that to happen.
Not yet. Not unless we see a reason why. Right now, I like that they're just kind of in each other's orbits.
Yes. She's hoping that if Nicholas does not leave, that he will get back together with Liz. If they recast. We still don't know what's going on with that yet. Dex is Jason's son with Karen. Oh my gosh.
So the time does not match up at all, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
But wouldn't that be something?
Oh my gosh.
Because he's 25.
I mean, I would be, anything with Karen would make me happy.
So is that possible?
No, Karen left before 98, didn't she?
The guy who plays Dex is 25. We actually don't know how old Dex is, although I definitely feel
he has to be around that age.
I think so
because
too.
of the fact that he served in the military for a few years.
And he's been out for some time. Yes.
Right.
All right. Karen Wexler. Oh, what was she doing in 97? In June 1997, the character returned as part of the spin-off cast for Port Charles.
Oh, that is true.
Okay,
Yeah.
I absolutely love this idea.
I just don't know how they're going to write it in like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Karen was never pregnant.
That they will write
around the time that she was with Jason.
that they will write in Epiphany's death and one of her long-lost relatives will surface.
Oh.
That would be fun. I don't know who it would be, though, because I feel like we would have met them already after her son died. The victor will get with Gladys. What?
I don't know, and I can't decide.
I know, that would be so good because she's so shady, but I feel like that would really mess up her and Sasha.
It would, yes.
So now I'm torn. And she still thinks that Christina could be the hook, but having doubts, the story is just too messy and complicated right now. And I don't think it's Christina. Why would Christina want to hook
all of Trina's friends? Yeah. And then we have another one of our fan spotlights, Debbie Lowther. Oh, we got some paragraphs here. Okay. Favorite part of 2022. I may be one of the few who likes this, but I love the Joss and Dex storyline. I like them together. And yes, you are correct. The chemistry is off the charts. However, I don't like what she's doing with Cam.
Needs to be honest
she
with
needs
Cam.
to get it
Yes.
because Cam has been amazing.
Yes.
So it makes sense that her feelings for Cam have been affected by the whole sex tape thing. Absolutely.
Yes.
But they even both said that they got through that together. The writing probably could have been done better, and that expands more how she feels, but I love her and Dex. My guilty pleasure storyline is Esme in the Tower. I actually think the storyline is brilliant and classic soap opera. Very true. Again, I feel the writing could go more in depth with the story. There's always too much going on, and the other stories get watered down and stretched out instead of making them more meaty. It's hard to remember all the things from the entire year, but another one that stands out to me is anything involving Anna and Valentine. It took a while for the show to figure out that these two are just gold together, or maybe they intentionally let it slow burn. I'm going to go with that one. But I absolutely love their story because they had to get over their own pasts with each other.
Right.
And be like, okay, are we just physically attracted to each other? You know, the way that we're kind of seeing that's what the start of Joss and Dex is. They actually figured out, okay, we can actually get past the fact that, you know, we got some stuff.
Yes.
And they worked it out. And they said that they would kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's true love. Right?
Yes.
I forgot to put that in the recap.
Oh my.
Anna has a little dark side in her past, so a scheming Valentine and her together is amazing. Least favorite part is the whole storyline we never needed with Liz and the staircase and her parents' story. It is just plain awful. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different ways that Liz and her machinations could have been written. It would have been so much more interesting if she had had an alternate personality or had been sent to her Graham all those years ago for any other reason than what they came up with.
Right.
Yes. For her parents to have been out of her life all those years because the show never cast anyone to play them other than Jeff, but that was prior to us having Liz. But we never had a Carolyn before.
Right.
And then the reason to be another affair by Jeff and it wind up revolving around Finn was just plain stupid. I don't like that it wound up somehow connecting with Finn. That was just weird. I want to forget the whole story even existed. Good news, they might just do that.
Right.
Killing off Brando was just ridiculous. They didn't torture Sasha enough with the baby storyline. They had to kill her husband too. I feel like they got rid of Brando and his replacement on the canvas is Cody. I don't know if I agree with that, but she's also not a fan of Cody.
Right.
His character is awful. They could have cast him as another past GH character instead of making his ridiculous character and backstory. See, I think that they could have written it differently with him and Britt.
Yes.
Talking about, he could have learned more about his dad too, Leopold, through Britt and the stories that she had heard. Like, I feel like that could have been like its own little adventure.
Right.
Or something. I feel like the actor doesn't quite know how to play the character either. It could just be he's not sure what to do with the character.
Right.
And the Carly storyline in Jacksonville was also terrible. It made no sense.
It didn't.
I don't like her and Drew. I would like them together if he was another character. Carly losing the hotel is so dumb. I think they are ruining her character. I'm not enjoying any of the scenes Carly is in, and except if they were with Joss or Ava.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Predictions for 23. I hope that Maxie and Spinelli get back together,
Yay.
or she just focuses more on herself. She could use a little bit of a break before she gets back with Spinelli.
She could.
It looks like the show is trying to forge a friendship with Maxie and Brad since Britt is leaving, and I'm actually okay with that. I predict a truce between Carly and Nina when they come together to help Willow. I don't. I think Nina's going to be mad.
Yeah.
That's not going to go down well, I don't think. Interesting. I hope that they drop Michael going after Sunny because it's not working and it's going nowhere. If so, he is done with Sunny and he should just concentrate on being a Quartermain. That would be a better storyline. I want to see Ava in any capacity. Same. Hope we get more in depth with Spencer and Trina. They are so good together, and I adore both of the actors who portray them. And one last thing, hallelujah, GH finally broke up Maxie and Austin.
Then this is our friend Rocky Tomlin. He says, favorite part of 2822 is hopefully it will be the Hook storyline. It could go either way at this point. That is true. I really don't know what they're doing with that storyline. It's either going to be so good or so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite part was Carly in Florida, just because that was pointless.
Has that been on every one so far?
I feel like it has.
I think it has.
It just didn't make any real sense. And Hope's predictions for 23, rooting for Victor right now.
I don't understand that. What?
I'm not sure that we can be friends anymore. What's going on here? I'm hoping for a big storyline next year, something that is a must watch. The Hook storyline is almost that, but it's almost too slow of a burn. Yes, absolutely.
And then we have Callie, another one of our... I love that all of our fan spotlights have filled this out. Thanks, guys. Favorite part of 22 is when Elizabeth tricked Esme by saying she needed an immediate C-section without anesthesia. That was awesome.
Yes.
So out of character for both of them.
That was awesome.
Least favorite part, Brando's death. Too much on top of Liam for Sasha. Plus, I like Brando's role and his willingness to not work for Sunny.
Right.
Hopes and predictions for 23. Sorry, Shannon, but I hope Carly gets her due about lying to Drew and Willow. Sorry, Shannon. I don't feel like I'm okay with Carly holding... Okay, if it has come across at any point that I am okay with Carly withholding the truth about Nina being Willow's mom, especially given her... I don't think it's okay at all.
Right.
I definitely think that it is not going to be...
I think we more had a conversation about understanding where she was coming from, from Carly's point of view, but still not excusing it. So maybe that's where she got...
Okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
Because the next line is, I'm so sick of everyone apologizing, forgiving, and supporting Carly. I do not support Carly's decision with this. And I hope Drew does not forgive her for this, although he probably will too. Because I've complained about that every single week. That why has he not remembered that he's done that? That she's...
Right. I think it would be great if he didn't forgive her. As much as I'm ready for her to move on from Sunny, we've talked about this before. It doesn't need to be Drew because he's a Jason stand-in. And that would be great if, unlike Jason, he was like, nope, this was too big. You shouldn't have lied about that.
Yes. So I haven't written mine down yet, but that just gave me a hope. So you continue. While I write down. I feel like it's Jeopardy.
Next is Amy. Favorite part of 2022 was Heather returning. Yes, I agree. Love Heather. Chase and Brooklyn getting together. Now, if only they can figure out how to stay together. And then more Mac, Felicia, and Robert.
That was great. Yes.
Least favorite part, Michael and Willow and Nina. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Mm-hmm.
And Hope's predictions for 23, Chase and Brooklyn get back together, and that Heather is not the Hook.
Oh, no, it says, is the Hook. It says Heather's the Hook. Oh, look at that!
Hook. She's with you. I don't want to.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell like that.
That's okay. I was putting my own spin on it, but saying not because I don't want her to be.
And then we have Ariel. I don't think we've talked to you yet, Ariel. Oh, I think that this is Ariel who asked for the Phase On 411.
Oh, okay.
On Twitter. Hi, Ariel. Favorite part of 22, Valentine and Anna, plus Laura versus Victor. That has been good.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite part, Cody and Finn's everything. Predictions for 23, more Vanna. That's Valentina and Anna.
Yeah.
And hopefully some more couples to root for too.
All right. And then we have Melissa. Favorite part of 2022. All right. Favorite part, Challen, which is Brooklyn and Chase. Least favorite part of 2022, I'm assuming she's talking about them breaking up. It just says breakup. And then she's hoping that they will get back together and that Brooklyn will get pregnant with Chase's baby.
Lisa's favorite part of 22 was the Quartermain Thanksgiving and Christmas, plus Chase and Brooklyn getting together. Least favorite, Victor, Austin's cousin. Love the fact that not even using the name. To be fair, because like you just kind of forget about it until one day it's Mason.
Right.
And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That guy's a thing. And Esme returning, Heather returning, and Elizabeth's attitude.
Ooh.
Hopes for 23 that Chase and Sasha become a couple.
No.
And that Michael and Joss work it out with Sunny.
I don't think that's happening.
Michael has a better shot than Joss.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, another fan spotlight, Sarah. Sorry.
And then Sarah's favorite part of 2022 is Chase and Brooklyn hiding Bailey. That was so good.
That was
they were
very
so good together.
Yes.
And least favorite, anything with Nina. She needs to be gone. I couldn't agree more.
I don't think she needs to be gone. I think they need to get a better story for her.
Just send her away. And Hope's predictions for 23, she thought that Rory and Maggie were working together as the hook.
I still think that Rory had something to do with it. I mean,
that
really,
could
really
be very
do.
interesting.
Yeah.
If whoever the other person was got mad and hooked him.
Nina was good before. Like, she wasn't good, but like she had better storylines.
She had better storylines.
They can write her better.
They can.
Yes. And then Sandra D, her favorite part of 22 was Heather returning and Holly also returning. Least favorite says Hat Daddy story.
Do you think it's supposed to say that daddy story? Mac daddy?
Oh no. Marshall, because he's always wearing a hat, because then it's followed up with Portis and
there we
Kersha.
go. That was fun decoding.
It was followed up with Portis. Oh my goodness. Portia and Curtis, yuck, and Austin, yuck.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it might be Marshall.
Okay.
As Hat Daddy. And then predictions for 23, bring Lucy back with a bang. No, she went out with a bang. We need to bring her back without a bang. I know what you're saying there, though. That's funny. Fun shenanigans with Ryan and Heather.
Yes.
Carly gets busted for everything, and she doesn't get forgiven by her friends and family very easily.
All right. Next is Patty, whose favorite part of 22 was finally ending the mystery of who killed Alexis's boyfriend.
I guess, even though we don't like how that happened.
Right.
But
the destruction of Sunny's family was delicious. Not a big fan of the mobster stuff. Least favorite part, Carly. How many scenes have I fast forwarded through this year? Roger Howarth, my favorite, has been a real letdown. Do something with him, please. Hopes and predictions for 23, bring somebody for Cameron. Let Joss go all gangster.
ooh.
Yeah. A better storyline for Roger Howarth, which is Austin. More stories with Laura and her brothers, and also Kevin. Yeah, Kevin is so underused as Kevin. I can believe a 360 for Cyrus. Stranger things have happened. I'm still not buying Cyrus. Just not.
And then another fan spotlight, Holly. Favorite part was Nicholas Chavez as Spencer was amazing.
Yes.
Least favorite was Nina, Austin, Esme, and Nicholas. Ew. Nina. Just stop talking, Nina. I feel like you should have read some of these.
Yes.
And then hopes for 23, Trina and Spencer getting together. Esme disappears. Liz gets a good storyline and a new love interest. And Jason comes back. And maybe that's who is Liz's love interest. Okay, so we also have one from Max. And he says that he is really excited by the Hook storyline and Trina and Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
He did not like it when Peter died. I'm going to go with his favorite part, though, is falling down the stairs. Although that happened in 21.
That's it.
Darn it. Okay. He hopes Sunny will thrive next year. I'm really curious what his definition of Sunny thriving is.
He just loves Sunny so much. It's adorable.
And that jerk Michael won't be able to bring him down.
Aww. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Yes. All right. So what was your favorite part?
All of this like brings back all the memories. I think my favorite part was whenever Brooklyn and Chase were being Bailey's parents. I really did like that.
That was really good.
They played it really well, and we got to see their chemistry building. Although they took too long to put them together, it was still. I really like Chase, and I like him with Brooklyn. I do not want him with Sasha. And then I think everyone knows my least favorite is all the stuff with Nina, just because they have given Nina good storyline before. This storyline is stupid, and it makes her too wishy-washy, and I don't feel like Sonny is being his authentic self either. He's just too mushy with her.
Always half Mike, half Sonny now.
Well, I don't like it. Don't like
It's
it
like
at all.
one or the other, not the mix of.
I mean, you can mix. I don't feel like it's an equal mix.
Okay.
I feel like he is still very. If he was so much Mike the way that he is with Nina, then he would be softer when it came to Michael and everyone else. Because Mike is all about the family man and whatever. Like, he talks to Nina like he is about, oh, you want this big family, my family, we can incorporate together, it'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. But he is not putting his family first when it's not convenient for him, which is like Sonny. So pick a side, dude. I don't like this mesh of things. Anyway, and hopes for 23. I hope they finish this Hook stuff soon. Because if we drag this on for another 6 months, like the Baby Wiley story, I'm going to be asleep through most of it. And I would like to see Maxie work on herself for a while and just see them co-parenting. Because Spinelli Spinelli helps with James and Bailey too.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to see them like doing some family things together and then them falling in love.
Well, and especially where Georgie just had such strong feelings about Austin.
Yes.
They cannot just jump back in and confuse her.
No, I think it needs to be like a gradual thing that they don't even realize is happening.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like to see, because I feel like that's how their original storyline played too. Spinelli was obsessed with Maxie and she was like, no. And then overnight she suddenly like hit her like a ton of bricks that he had always been there for her and blah, blah, blah. And so then they ended up together. And so I feel like the same type of storyline would be good.
I like it.
So how about you?
So my favorite was, and I know that it put a lot of work on us, but bringing back all those old storylines.
Yes.
Because there were so many we didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Aztec princess, the Asian quarter, the ice princess, the cartel, I think was my biggest surprise, which kind of bummed me out that they didn't bring a lot. I think that that's one of my least favorites is the brief touch upon and not expanding. So like, yes, okay, the ice princess was mentioned, but then it went nowhere. You know, we kept calling Felicia princess. And it could have been pulled in.
But maybe it will.
Maybe it will. But do you know what I mean?
They were like planting the seeds.
Yes.
And then they'll push the storyline after the hook's done.
But then I feel like the cartel is completely not happening because Britt's leaving. And so like she and Cody aren't going to have that. I never necessarily cared about them getting together. I mean, I thought that it was cute how he pursued her.
But what if now that Britt had to leave, if Miss Wu brings Cody into the fold? Because he had done the he had like done the poker games and stuff and lost. And so what if she's like, hey, I have a spot for you to fill, because not that Britt really did anything for her, but just kind of like, you were friends with Britt, so you're friends with Brad, so here we go.
Yeah, but she tried to keep Britt away from Brad.
I know, but
maybe.
Then she accepted
it. But she had him at the table.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. She was actually one of my favorites. Was Ms. Wu.
I love Miss Wu.
Developing her character and, you know, bringing all of that back. I'm curious to see where she goes.
Right.
Valentine and Anna getting together. I'm with everybody
really?
there.
I'm so shocked.
With everyone there. And Leo's adoption.
Yes.
Was by far one of my favorites.
Yes.
And I guess I should add to that also, when they talk about his needs, they do a good job of explaining why he's in certain programs. He's doing this kind of therapy. He's this, that, and the other thing. I like how they're bringing it as just part of the natural conversation because it is.
Yes.
Also, least favorites, Luke's quote death.
Ugh.
Jacksonville, I'm right there.
Pointless.
If something had come from it, like if we had talked about Carly expanding her hotel empire down there, or, you know, trying to do something in Ruby's name, and see, like that was brought up too.
Right.
You know, like
anything.
And
They
it could have gone
anything.
somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
she could have talked to Bobby about, hey, let's do something in Ruby's name. Because in the community, she was not seen as a positive thing.
She should have bought Ruby's house before they demolished it.
I think it was demolished years ago, though. I don't think that it was just recently.
Well, then
was
she
it?
should buy the land that Ruby's house was on and build a new house for young women that are struggling.
Yes.
So that they don't have to go
to like leave abusive
prostitution.
relationships.
Yes.
And leaving. Yes. Yes. I love that.
Put a good spin on Ruby's name.
Absolutely.
And something else for Carly to put her interests in.
Yes.
Especially because she is kind of realizing, I don't want to call Sonny abusive, but she did have to let him control a lot of things by not asking questions, that she could develop that into, let's help you get stronger and move on, and you don't need a man, and blah, 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 blah.
I love it. Just do not use Stillwater Venture Group as the financial planners teaching these young women finances. Please. But no, I absolutely love that. I love that idea. But that would have been great if that had been able to be something, or the fact that she was groomed and victimized by Reese's
dad.
Yep. Lots of opportunities there.
Yes.
I guess that's the thing. A lot of missed opportunities.
Right. They could have taken it any direction. There was so much different storyline there that they could have just gripped onto one of them and gone somewhere. And instead it was about moving Virginia's
grave.
Yeah.
Right. Brando needlessly dying for no reason.
So
hence
mad.
The needless. And I didn't like that Holly was back for a month.
No.
So my thought that I had earlier when we were reading something, like Carly having a new love interest, Laura and Roger have great chemistry. They had Carly and Todd Manning together. They had Carly and Franco together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get Carly and Austin together. Make Austin interesting.
I was going to say, you got to make him interesting first.
She finds out what the heck is going on with Mason. She helps him get out of whatever is going on with Mason.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Gives her something else to do.
Mm-hmm. Right. And she can play the hero instead of being rescued.
Yes.
There you go.
And he can help with Willow.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
It is the 60th anniversary, so obviously I'm expecting big things like Luke being alive.
I think that that's where Holly would come in.
That's what I was thinking. She's going to bring him back with Ethan.
Yes.
That would be
good. I think you're pushing it a little bit, but sure.
I have big hopes for the 60th anniversary.
Okay.
I do hope that they honor Epiphany.
Oh, absolutely.
In a wonderful way. And I hope that they go more in depth with Leo. And
that would be nice.
Bringing more awareness and acceptance to his life and their needs. And show some of the struggles. And I will mirror what was said to us and we've said it too, but it needs to be explained that the Quartermains have resources that most people don't.
Right.
Because, again, we all know that the show is fake. However, it can also be very frustrating and discouraging if that's the only connection someone has to it and their child has recently been diagnosed and it's hard getting everything together. I mean, I'm going through it all over again now with my daughter, and I did this 10 years ago and I feel like I'm starting over at square one. So I think that they definitely need to address that they are able to have access to resources that most people do not. So
agreed.
I think that's really it.
That was good. I love everyone's hopes and dreams for the future. And I love that a lot of people hated Nina right with me. So thanks.
And I am really sorry if I ever sounded like I was okay with Carly keeping this information. But yeah, so welcome to 2023. We should write and this was also part of why we kept it in the form, because now we'll be able to actually go back and pull it and see who was right. We should probably add our own.
There you go.
And see where the year brings us.
Yeah.
So join us on Monday as we recap the first week's episodes of 2023.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.